Hello there. Just a weird thing that I wanted to talk about. I recently saw grade A under A's video about about people who hate video games. Ugh, don't know why that I had such a hard time getting that one out. And I mean, generally, when it comes to grade A under A, I mean, when it comes to some of his videos, most of them they're perfectly fine and I enjoy them. Some of his videos where he comes in and he talks about feminists, I just kind of sit there and I'm like, I cringe a little when he starts talking about the SJW, which is a completely made up term meant to disparage people who wanted social equality. It's no secret that I've been a pretty big Anita Sarkeesian supporter since 2014, basically since around Gamergate, where I mean that was also when I started to come around on feminism, when I started to become a feminist myself, when I started to realize that a lot of my views lined up with feminism, and that my hatred of feminism was kind of irrational, especially based on the way I kind of viewed things. So, yeah. I just quickly... Of course, being the asshole I do fancy myself as, both a feminist, social justice... I'm a social justice rogue, that's my class. I prefer to come in with short weapons and be fast. No, okay, so jokes aside about RPGs, yeah, so it's no secret that I'm a fan of Anita Sarkeesian. And I just really wanted to talk about how, quite honestly, I would hate to have Anita Sarkeesian's job in general, or really any game critic's job. As much as I love video games and I love to play them through, I love to play them for hours, the problem is that I wouldn't want to have to rush through a video game, especially an open world one like Dragon Age, just so that I could make sure enough of it was accurate that you could tell I played the game, or that I can find something to criticize about it, either for better or for worse. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to, I mean, funny enough, if you hear any noise in the background, that's my 360 running, because I'm playing Dragon Age Inquisition, funny enough, which is a game that I've played through, like, several times, and people have, so, yeah, I've made it clear, I definitely am a very big supporter of Anita Sarkeesian, even as I've drifted away from liberalism into anarchism, and I've become very anti-capitalist. They would of course call what Anita Sarkeesian does identity politics, not really realizing that identity politics is when you have no focus on the plight of people, but simply it's identity politics is basically pandering to them, which means that most liberals, because let's just gloss over the fact that is that the modern day term for liberalism is a reductionist term. But with that out of the way, I mean, so yeah, with the liberals, I would really just call them progressives, who are basically on the cusp of social democracy. Most of them tend to be social democrats to some extent or another. So, yeah, just really fucking close to... See, that's a very small space in between my fingers. They're not quite touching, but twitches in my finger. Okay. So, yeah. I've made it clear that. So yeah, even if I have disagreements with her, so fucking what? She's a game critic. But yeah, I wouldn't want. It would just suck all the fun out of playing these games to have to review them, because you do have to rush through the games. There's a lot more time on their videos spent for script writing than there is actually playing the games. They use other people's Let's Play footage, which is actually perfectly ethical, no matter what Warcorp 666 tells you. They use other people's... She's using other people's Let's Play footage. Well, yeah, if it's on the fucking internet, you don't have to record your own, and it makes it easier. You ask for permission to use someone else's Let's Play footage. You're not putting it forward as your own. It's just other people's Let's Play footage, and it's so unfucking controversial. I mean, IGN fucking does it. They use other people's footage. They don't use their own footage. Well, they might use some of their own footage. But, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you know this. Critics use other people's footage. Especially with movies, because, well, you don't exactly get your own footage of movies. You kind of have to purchase it. But yeah, it would really just suck the fun out of gaming, because I would have to play... I'd have to play through it. I wouldn't have too much time to explore it, and I'd have to maybe even do some research on other people who found cool things in the game, just so that I could have a few extra things to say about the game. Because, believe it or not, you can criticize a game without completely playing it. Because you can criticize aspects of Skyrim, even if you've never run into one of the many game-breaking glitches that you can run into in Skyrim. You can hear about someone else's experience with those same glitches and criticize them and say, hey, you guys need to really work on your buggy releases, because the unofficial patch can patch thousands. Yeah, you don't have to play and run into every single glitch to know that those glitches are there and happen. I mean, you don't have to completely play it on your own. Of course, if it is before the release, you have to play it as much of it yourself. So, yeah. I then spend 40 hours trying to keep mental notes of everything in a game. Yeah. Of course I drop fucking details every once in a while. I might forget something, mix something up, say something wrong, which may occasionally happen with Anita Sarkeesian, because nobody's fucking perfect. Really, just when it comes down to it, like, I just would not want to be a game critic in general, or, I mean, movie critic just fine. I mean, sure, I might even, as soon as I get the equipment to, other than, like, this shitty phone setup that I have, when I actually get equipment so that I can play, like, so that I can actually record video game footage, I might actually do some, like, playing of video games. Hell, I might even, who knows, I might do a review of Skyrim, or, hell, I'll go even older with Morrowind. I mean, yeah. Of course, to show you what it actually is, yeah. Because when I bought it on Amazon, it didn't come in its original case, so I just kind of wrote on the side what it was so that I could identify it if I ever ended up with another game with that, or just, yeah, so that other people could identify it, because people won't know what's in it. I mean, yeah, I could easily do a review of one of these games and put in my thoughts, and I would spread it out over months. I wouldn't, like, play the game for, like, 40 hours, or and just try to keep track of everything. I'd play it through multiple times, like I have with Skyrim and Dragon Age. Fallout 4, Fallout 3. Although, Fallout 4 definitely. I mean, again, I could even do critiques from a feminist point of view, where I kind of critique them on whether they use sexist tropes or not, on whether they use these tropes. I mean, yeah, it's hard to believe that people can do this. So yeah, I mean, I could do it, but I wouldn't be able to do it as a job because I wouldn't be able to keep up with the fucking workload. So, and because it is a job, and when these anti-feminists just get fucking pissed, and they get pissed, and it's really usually not because Anita Sarkeesian didn't play the game, she's not being ethical or whatever. Fucking, it's like, it's because they just don't want to hear her criticisms. They hate anything feminist. I'm not going to say they hate anything woman, but it's like they spend too much time fucking fixating on Anita Sarkeesian. Thunderfoot still hasn't shut the fuck up about Anita Sarkeesian. And he's even taken clips of her videos, like with the whole Jade Beyond Good and Evil part. He actually literally cut out that scene, found that exact clip himself, because the feminist frequency border would have of course revealed that it was from feminist frequency. Cut out the fucking border. I mean, so he had to go in, slap it, and pretend that she just did not touch on that part at all, and did not explain anything about what's going on. So Thunderfoot actually has cherry-picked Anita Sarkeesian in such a way that it looks like she's cherry-picking. Like with Overwatch, she did touch on the 3 characters that were added later. She specifically said at the 2014... I mean, she clearly said that, and then she touched on the 3 characters added later and said, hey, good on you, Blizzard. Like, good job. This was a good thing you did. I mean, fucking hell, man. I mean, I'm sorry. I can't help but laugh because it's really funny to me that these people get so worked up about Anita Sarkeesian. Although, to be fair, I think Thunderfoot's the only actual one. I mean, except for Warcorpse, but no one fucking pays attention to Warcorpse. I mean, I did a hangout with him once. He was a fucking loon. Actually seems like he'd be fun, like, for me, would be fun to just, like, get drunk, like, to just hang out with, just to, and record all the crazy shit he says, and then just sit there and laugh. I mean, that's kind of what I get from Warcorpse. But yeah, it's just, it really just, it makes me laugh. I can't stress it. Like, it, Thunderfoot's really the only relevant person who still talks about her, and talks about her so fucking much. I mean, every fucking video is an Anita Sarkeesian video. I mean, I think he secretly, like, wants to bang Anita Sarkeesian, and he's just really pissed that she has never answered him. Like, she's never responded to him because she doesn't even know who the fuck he is. Because he's just some fucking guy on the internet who happens to have a degree in chemistry, who isn't a big deal in the field of chemistry, to be all that fucking honest. I mean, I have more chemistry prowess than that motherfucker. I mean, I'm exaggerating quite a bit here because, I mean, I don't have a college degree. I haven't gone to college yet, due to finances, not due to not wanting to. So, yeah, I'm literally going this spring semester. But yeah. It's just, I would not want to be a game critic. And it's not just because of those people. It's just a game critic in general. But I mean, definitely a feminist game critic. I mean, look at the shit that Anita Sarkeesian gets compared to Jonathan McIntosh, who I do think is... I just want to hate him so much. But I can't... But, like... I'm, like, think in my head, oh, fuck you, I fucking hate you, you're such a fucking douche. But it's like, well, what he's saying isn't douchey. Like, he just has that personality. Like, when it comes to Jonathan McIntosh, I really think that it's like, I want to hate him. Like, I'm trying hard to hate him, but can't find a logical reason to hate him. Yeah, but I mean, look at the shit Anita Sarkeesian gets compared to him. When they're basically, like, ideologically, they're basically the fucking same. And, Anita Sarkeesian isn't that, like, she's not that fucking bad. Contrary to what Thunderfoot will tell you. Thunderfoot does it because the money rolls in, quite honestly. That's what it is. That's why TJ's done videos on her. But he also hasn't done like 60 fucking videos on her. I mean, every other fucking video from Phil Mason is a fucking Anita Sarkeesian video. Like, yes, we get it. You don't like Anita Sarkeesian, move the fuck on. Even your fan base is telling you to move the fuck on. Although some of them are saying, oh no, keep fucking going. And I mean, some of them have even gone as far as to say, Hillary Clinton is a feminazi. I'm more feminist than Hillary Clinton is. I mean, Hillary Clinton is like the epitome of white bourgeois feminism. Like, it's like, yeah, of course you should fucking hate her. But I mean, then you get the intersectional feminists. Why are you hating on them? In fact, they hate on them worse than they hate on the white feminists. And then they use the white feminists as an example of what feminism is to try and prove that feminists don't care about black people, apparently. That they don't care about black people, they don't care about poor people. Where with, I mean, Garrett, for example, is a great feminist YouTube channel. He is an intersectional feminist. Chrissy Winters, although if you are like me, I'd advise that you exercise a little bit of caution, since Christy can kind of go on the anti-Islam boat quite a bit hard, and also seems to not really be for anything left of the Democratic Party, and just had a lot of hate for Bernie Sanders, like, even from the beginning. So yeah, just keep that in mind if you go to Christy Winters' channel. Natalie Alford's channel. Of course, these aren't the channels that get as much views because they're not like these really quick, trendy videos the way that like Lacey Green and Anita Sarkeesian is a bit more intelligent than Lacey Green, although I do have a bit of a soft spot for Lacey Green, since if it wasn't for her, I would have never came around to feminism. And really what Lacey Green does is she's a sex educator, and she's definitely good at her fucking job there. I do think, though, that when it comes to talking about feminism, she's very good at making these like really trendy videos, these videos that can easily reach massive teen audiences. But yeah, so that's kind of like, that's the reason why she's so dope. But I mean, even then, she's not like an anti-intersectionalist like the way that someone like Hillary can be. She has acknowledged issues with class. But yeah, I mean, Hillary Clinton's the epitome of white bourgeois feminism, which also they equate that with third wave feminism, when actually Hillary's ideas come from second wave feminism. talk about looking backwards there. Like, seriously. Like, these people don't even... So, yeah. There was my rant about why I wouldn't want to be a game reviewer. It basically... Yeah, but, yeah, the shit that I would get, like... The shit that I would get as a feminist, game reviewer, like, if I literally did it from a feminist lens, would get me a lot of shit. Just because anti-feminists are pro-free speech until a feminist speaks up. And it's not like feminists are trying to take their free speech or anything. We're just trying to call you on your bullshit and tell you why you're fucking wrong. So, that'll be it.